Hello, my name is Annika Galarse, and today I will be presenting my first 9 weeks check-in. So all around the world, people throw away and use single-use plastics. Single-use plastics can be found in bottles, bags, and all sorts of different products. The issue with these products is that they end up in landfills, in the ocean, and many different ecosystems that they disrupt. So our goal is to create a machine that could potentially recycle these plastics from home so we would be able to cut down the amount of plastics ending up in these places. So single-use plastics, simply put, are bad for the environment, and mainly because we have become increasingly bad at dealing with it. Here I have a graph of the amount in tons of plastic in existence. And basically it's just plastic waste management all the way from 1960 to around 2015. So as you can see, there is no composting of plastic simply because of its chemical composition. It cannot be composted. And you can see that the majority of plastic goes to landfills. A small portion is recycled, and a slightly larger small portion is turned into, uses fuel, but overall it is mostly ending up in landfills. So to reiterate, recycling is good, especially for papers, glass, and metal, but our problem is that with plastic, there's less profit and it is more difficult to produce. In fact, because of this, only 9% of the plastic ever created by humans has ever been recycled. Although the best solution to this problem is to cut down on the manufacturing of these kinds of plastics, our second best option here is to increase the amount of products that have recycled materials in them. So, recycling is a very highly debated topic, and because it is such a hot button issue, it leads to a lot of indecision when it comes to figuring out what to do with it. There's a lot of problems when it comes to recycling. Many people have stated that one solution to this is fixing the sorting process, because with plastic, if you have specific kinds of plastics do not mesh together well as some plastics have contaminants in them that reduce the quality of your final recycled product. So our whole goal is kind of to find an end market, like who we're trying to figure out to sell a product for people to, again, buy recycled materials, especially since in 2008 China stopped accepting recycled materials, especially plastic, from all around the world, and this is unfortunate because they had the infrastructure for recycling these plastics and being able to make a profit out of it. Now the United States and many countries out in the world are left with kind of like a hole where they need to create or find products and manufacturers for these recycled materials. So there are multiple ways to recycle plastic. There's material, chemical, thermal, and feedstock. Basically, all you need to know for now about these kinds of recycling is that chemical, thermal, and feedstock recycling deal with completely destroying the substance and converting it into energy, while material recycling involves basically melting it down to create a different product. And out of all these kinds of recycling, materials recycling uses the least energy and has the least environmental impact. However, I have a graph that shows the use of the different kinds of recycling and At the moment, we use mostly thermal recycling, and our goal is to increase the amount of material recycling. So, our kind of like application. Our goal again is to kind of create a need for these products. What's going on now with recycling can be modeled using a supply and demand graph. We have an excess supply of plastic, and we have a very of reusable plastic, and we have a very low demand for it. So the prices end up being very high, and it's not profitable. So again, some people have thought of trying to make composite jewelry to create some sort of demand for it. Um, but that's where our product comes in. We wanted to create kind of like a tool for hands-on learning for children using recycled products, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So going on with this hands-on learning idea, we wanted to do this because for younger children especially, it is much better to give them something physical to deal with so that they are able to independently problem solve and actively learn. It basically sticks better if they have something to hold, something that they can directly relate with. So what we're trying to do here, we want to create an environmentally friendly educational tool that cuts down on the use of plastic and increases awareness in recycling and makes learning relatable for young kids. So basically our solution is taking recycling into our own hands, in the hands of future leaders. We want to have these kids grow up and also keep the environment in mind. So our product is a rectangular chamber that safely heats up and filters plastic to fit in a mold. We have many thoughts of expansion for this product, but basically for now, we want to create molds that will serve as educational tools. Thank you so much for your time.